Yeah. Talk to him, man. Yes, sir. Super Tuesday. Super Tuesday. Happy Valentine's Day, people. Hope you got the missus. At least a card. A Reese's. It's the least you can do. Um, Super Tuesday though. Outside of Valentine's Day, great slate of basketball going on tonight at the collegiate level. Later on in the show, I know it's crazy. I have 7 bets for you guys tonight. Uh, some of them I know y'all not gonna take. I am writing tonight. Writing the gut, writing the numero, writing. I'm writing some crazy bets tonight. Before I get to the bets, I do have the top 10 according to me in college basketball. Had to rearrange it just a tad. Also, I don't know if y'all ready. SEC tournament breakdown for the madness. College basketball March Madness less than a month away. February 14th. Less than 4 weeks to Selection Sunday, I believe. It's flying and going slow at the same dang time. You are listening and watching Captain by a Hook with the red beard, Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dies, going live on this Super Tuesday. Again, happy Valentine's Day. I know a lot of people be like, it's a Valentine Day, not Tines. Yeah, well, you can, I'm not going to say that to the YouTube universe. Suck it easy. If you know it, you know it. Yes, even on the calendar, it is Valentine's Day, people. Hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Hey, hold on, hold on. Hold on, hold on, hold on. There's an S on all these planners. I'm gonna end up slapping that boy. I'm gonna slap somebody if they correct me today, because I'm telling everybody Happy Valentine's Day. Moving on to some collegiate basketball. Let me go over this top 10 before I dive in to the SEC and break down these 7 teams that are projected to make the tournament. However, I think only 6 of these teams will make it. Maybe, excuse me, only 5. Some blue bloods. What's the word? I tweeted out last night, North Carolina, welcome to the NIT. Ding! Well, guess what? Kentucky, your invitation is in the mail. A few more losses and get out of here, bro. I don't even want to see y'all in the tournament. Just like I don't even want to see North Carolina in the tournament. And that's one of my favorite teams. This group specifically, one of my favorite teams. They just don't deserve it. I'd rather see deserving teams in the tournament rather than some of my favorites. Because what the heck are we doing if we just put in popular teams and names? But hey, I'm not part of the rankings or the committee for the selections. And I think they do a wonderful job every year with those brackets. Horrible. I definitely think they need a new system or some new people, because every year it's pretty biased and ugly. The teams that make it into the tournament versus the teams that don't. And I'm usually talking like 3 to 5 teams that don't deserve it, where there's 3 to 5 teams out there that I feel do deserve it. However, they don't get the invite. Do this top 10 real quick before I really go on a rant about these boys. That boy Joe. When did he get so popular? Like the last 6 years, maybe 10, 12. I don't know. I feel like they turned this guy into a superstar. He's like doing interviews every day. Well, let me tell you, this is what I have. Like, we don't need a face to the selection committee. You know? All that does is make us mad at you personally. Even though it's a whole committee behind you. Anyway, get your paper, man. Hey, if they ask me to do it, I'll be right there. Yeah, and yeah, right there in the interview, talking that noise for me and my boys. Starting at numero uno in the college basketball rankings, according to me, this guy. Give me Alabama. I had them at number 1 last week. Had them at number 2 the week before. Give me Alabama. This is their first time hitting number 1 all season. This is their first time hitting number 1 in 20 seasons. I've had them at number 1 for months on and off in the top 3. But I have had them at number 1 since at least sometime in December. Move this over a little bit to make it a little easier. At number 2, give me them H-Town boys, the Houston Cougars. Offensively and defensively. Top 5, top 10 team. Can't wait to see what this team does in the tournament because they don't get enough competition throughout the year for me to get excited about. At number 3, I'm going to do it. I had them at number 6 last week. I'm moving them up. Virginia, the Cavaliers at number 3. At number 4, the mighty Bruins of UCLA. I went back and forth with this one. Almost put UCLA at 3. Can't be mad at it. But I ended up putting Virginia at 3. Only because last week I had Virginia. Wait, I'm doing this wrong. It should be UCLA at 3, Virginia at 4. I had UCLA at 5, Virginia at 6 last week. Virginia shouldn't jump UCLA. They should just both jump Arizona. Who I had at 4 last week. Give me UCLA at 3, Virginia at 4. That's the way I wrote it originally. I don't know why I switched it. So you got Bama, Houston, UCLA, Virginia. At number 5, give me Purdue. Thought I froze, huh? Give me Purdue. I just wanted that joke to breathe, even though it's lame as heck. Give me Purdue at number 5. The Boilermakers at number 6. I'm gonna go Arizona. Almost put them at 5, but I'm gonna keep them where they at. Have them at 6. Drop them from 4 to 6 due to their loss this weekend. So that's Bama, Houston, UCLA, Virginia, Purdue, Arizona. At number 7, give me Baylor, making their first appearance on my top 10. Baylor, an underrated, cohesive unit who I think is catching stride at the right time. Give me Baylor at number 7 in the country. Whoop, whoop. At number 8, I know a lot of people disagree, but this is my list. Give me Miami. The Hurricanes had them at number 9 last week. Let me move them up to number 8 this week. Move them up to number 8 this week. Now, this is where things are going to get a little wild. I got 2 spots left and 4 teams I'm going to talk about. So we're going to go Bama, Houston, UCLA, Virginia, Purdue, Arizona, Baylor, Miami. For number 9 and 10, I'm going to say 4 teams. You can put them at 9 and 10, 11, 12. Anywhere you want. I can't decide. I don't want to leave 2 of these teams off. Don't want to move to. It's just one of them weeks, man. I got 4 teams for the last 2 spots. So I got Texas, I got Xavier, I got Tennessee, and I got Kansas. All four of these teams are a little rocky, hard to trust, but they are winning ball games and they are doing their thing. So I don't know. Texas, Xavier, Tennessee, and Kansas, 9 through 12. Fit them how you get them, however you want them. You're listening to Captain by a Hook with the red beard. It's Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dives. Now let's diggity dive into some madness, bracket previews, bracket breakdowns. For those who don't watch the show, if you are a first time listener, I will explain this briefly. What I've been doing for the past uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, 1, 2, 3, 4. What I've been doing for the last 2 weeks, every Tuesday, every Thursday, I pick a conference, the teams that are going to be in the tournament from the conference, break them down, give you all the stats from every website, put them into one place for you right here, bring them to you live. Today I kind of lacking on. I usually break down some sets and I break down how you can attack this team, what this team can take advantage of, so that way when you get to the tournament, you can be like, okay, he said this team hates to run, bad offense. I mean, bad rebounding. This team is great at rebounding, loves to run. You can see who has the advantage. That didn't make sense. Something like that. I'd have to really look at two teams. Like, say, for instance, let me look at last week. All right, you got Providence taking on Mizzou from today. So, Missouri, excellent offense, not too good defense. Providence, one of the best offenses, average defense. Just off the top, I'm going Providence over Mizzou due to a couple of these stats. Although, see, this is why I do it. Missouri, I think Missouri's defense and their pressure on the ball will slow down Providence's offensive action. They have a standstill action. If you pressure the ball and make them dribble away from the basket, that's when you are at an advantage, which is something that Mizzou does excellent. Although their defense is kind of bad, they do cause turnovers, and they do. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, let me jump into it. I just lost myself. I lost y'all, I'm sure. Just lost all my listeners. Trying to explain some BS. No, I'm kidding. Thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for the support and love. I am going to start with the best team in the country, Alabama. They are a 1 seed right now. I definitely believe they will be a 1 or 2 seed entering the tournament. 22-3 record overall. 12-0 in conference play over there in the ACC. The dirty. Against Quadrant 1, 7-2. Quadrant 2, 6-1, and then undefeated against Quadrant 3-4. This is the only alarming stat for this team that kind of is like, maybe this will be a problem at some point in the tournament. 14 turnovers a game. Ugly. 15 assists a game. Assist to turnover ratio, non-existent. They also, however, shoot 45% from the field, 35% from 3, and 72% from the free throw line. Average about 48 boards a game, which is outstanding. 6.2 steals, above average, and 5 blocks, again, above average. On offense, they average 83.4 points per game while only giving up 68.7 points. So, differential about 17. Love it. Just that stat alone, just 17-point differential, 12-0 in SEC. Had to repeat it. This team pushes it. Top 10 in pace, literally number 10 in the country. at pace. Offensive efficiency, they are 39th, averaging 1.1 points per possession. Now, before I get into this next thing, let me explain this. Everybody looks at Alabama. I want to change your perception right now and thinks offense. Offensive team, going to shoot the lights out, going to run. Yeah, they'll do all of that. But let me hit the kicker. Their offensive efficiency is 39th in the nation, top 40. Beautiful. However, they are one of the most underrated defensive teams in the nation this year. Most of their big wins, of course, defense wins games, has come from locking up their opponent. On defense, they are 14th in the nation in defensive efficiency. They're number 1 or 2 in guarding the 2-point percentage and 3-point percentage and the effective field goal percentage from their opponents. They have a little bit of an overrated offense, kind of what I just said. Everybody thinks offense when they think of this team. However, underrated defense. One of the best defenses in the country. They showed it a few times. UConn is the only game they played all season, and this is back in November, where it just felt like they were outmatched. It was also one of those situations where it was like tournament 4th day in a row they playing a game, four games in 5 days. They just got gassed, and I think they're in much better shape now. Have a huge game against Tennessee tomorrow. And that's gonna be crazy. Tennessee, Alabama going down Wednesday night. Gonna be huge. Not really gonna mean anything for any one of these teams as far as seeding but it's gonna be huge in the SEC. I don't know why it's gonna be huge. Maybe it won't be huge. Who cares? It's a 1 seed versus a 2 seed. Whoever wins or loses, I'm sure they're not gonna move too far any direction. However, I'm excited about it. Moving on to Tennessee, who they're a 2 seed right now. I think they land anywhere between 1 and 3. I don't really believe in this team, but let me just break them down. Rick Barnes in Tennessee, I don't think they have enough offense to really make a run. They're going to shut some teams down, though, on defense, but they need some more shot makers. Tennessee, 19-6 on the season, 8-4 in SEC play, 4-2 against quadrant run, 4-4 against quadrant 2, and then 11-0 against 3 and 4. 12.5 turnovers a game, 17 assists. You would like the turnovers to get a little smaller, but 17 assists is fantastic. They also force 16 turnovers a game. Beautiful, beautiful stat. The opponent's assist to turnover ratio against them is 0.6. Anything under 1 is just, you're killing them, smothering them. Defensives off the charts. Average 40. They shoot 43% from the field, 33% from 3, and 73% from the free throw line. Pretty average everywhere in shooting. A little below average from beyond the arc. 43 rebounds, 8.8 steals, and 4 blocks. The 8.8 steals and 4 blocks stand out. Like I said, one of the best defenses. As far as pace goes, pretty average, 137th in the country. Offensive efficiency, they are 84th. Now, this is the kicker. You got top 85 offense. Defensive efficiency, first in the nation. Only giving up 0.83 points per possession. Best in the nation. Tennessee, just off of efficiency, has the best defense in the nation. They are also second in the nation in offensive rebounds. And you don't have the best defense without being first in a couple different categories. They are first in guarding the 3. They are first in effective field goal percentage. They average 72 points per game, hold their opponents to 56 points per game. So About the same as Alabama as far as the 16, 17 point differential. Alabama's a little more dominant on offense than Tennessee is. However, both of these teams has defense. Do. That's really why I want to see the game tomorrow. Alabama can outscore this team any given day. Um, but it's going to be whoever shows up on the defensive side who ultimately wins the game. Tennessee will make it easier for Bama. They're not a great offensive team. Moving over to Arkansas. They are right now projected to be an 8 seed. I think they'll end up around 8 to 11, closer to 11 than 8. I don't even see how this team's an 8 seed. This is why I be saying I don't know what the hell the committee be doing. This team is 17-8 on the season, 6-6 in conference play against quadrant 1, 2, and 5 against quadrant 2, 4 and 2, and then 11-1 against 3 and 4. 13 turnovers a game, 13 assists per game. Horrible. They do shoot 48% from the field, which is excellent. 30% from three, which is trash. 70% from the free throw line. They average 38 boards a game, 8.5 steals, and 5 blocks. Pretty similar to Tennessee, who has the best defense in the nation. So they're getting the turnover rates and protecting the basket as a number one defense, but they're not. They are top 25, though. I will get there in a second. Averaging 74 points per game, giving up 65, a 9-point differential. Pace, they are 32nd in the nation in pace. Offensive efficiency, 143rd. Defensive efficiency, 25th. Top 25 in defense in the nation in defensive efficiency. They are an abysmal shooting team, which is rare for Nate Oates. Different. I might have said that name wrong. I think Nate Oates is Alabama's coach. Honestly, I've been getting these two people confused for like 20 years. They look like I'd have to look it up. But Arkansas's coach, well respected. They had an amazing run last year. Even last couple years, they've had a great run. Abysmal shooting this year. Above average defense, and they could easily go on a run. This is the time of year where teams like this will kind of start getting it together. Everybody's waiting on North Carolina to get it together. I think this team is very similar in the potential to get it together and go on a deep run through the end of the season. SEC tournament. They got a tough stretch though. They got a tough last 6 games. Not going to lie to you. Texas A&M, one of the most underrated schools in the nation, one of the most underrated teams in the nation. I will read you some stats, but I want y'all to know this right now. If you're not talking about Texas A&M making a run to the Sweet 16 Elite 8, you better start. This team, take Alabama and Tennessee out, this is the best team in the SEC. Now add Tennessee and Bama. This is the second best team in the SEC. Trust me, they have a better resume than the likes of Tennessee, who's a 2 seed, and somehow Texas A&M is a last 4 in. Just to compare a few things, 18-7 record for Texas A&M, 19-6 for Tennessee. 1 game difference. In SEC play, 10-2. Tennessee 8-4. 2 games better than them in the same conference. Yet Tennessee's a 2 seed. Texas A&M is the last 4 in, on the fringe of not making the tournament. It is pathetic, to say the least. And the fact that they still have North Carolina above this team in the bracket projections. Come on, man. What are we doing? I know what we're doing. We're trying to get North Carolina, Caleb Love, Armando Bacot in the tournament because nobody is going to miss Texas A&M. But everybody will miss North Carolina. However, Texas A&M deserves it more. Get the Aggies in the tournament. 12 turnovers a game, 13 assists a game. Need to work on that. However, they're shooting about 45% from the field, 32% from three, and 75% from the free throw line, averaging 40 rebounds a game, 7 steals a game, and 2.5 blocks. Average pace, 157th in the nation at pace. Now, this is the kicker: offensive efficiency, 34th in the nation. 34th in the nation. And they're not one of the top 68 teams in the country. Get out of here. Defensive efficiency, 104th. Would like to see their defense pick it up a little bit, but what can you do? Eighth in offensive rebounding in the nation. Eighth in offensive rebounding in the nation. 36 in guarding 2-pointers in the nation. 36 in 2-point field goal percentage for the opposition. I can't read my own handwriting. I'm sorry, I really can't read this. I'm guessing. Oh, yeah, okay. They're third in the nation in free throw to field goal ratio. I don't even know what that means, but I thought it was nice that they're third in the nation. I'm guessing it means they shoot. I don't know. They're third in that stat. And they don't foul. They do not foul. They are 299th in the nation in fouling on defense, meaning they're good. Least fouls, better defense. They also have a tough 6-game stretch to finish the season. Hopefully they can at least go 3-3. I think this team is 21-10, 13-5. Come on, man. You gotta get them in the tournament, even if they don't make noise in the SEC tournament. I think that's what they're gonna have to do though. Is at least end 3-3, and then at least win 2, maybe 3 games in the SEC tournament. I don't know, man. I'm gonna be rooting for this team. I don't even like them, bro. But I think they deserve it. These kids been working hard, busting their butt. You don't get to this kind of record, putting up these kind of stats without putting in a lot of work. Over to Mizzou, a 10 seed currently. Missouri, currently a 10 seed. They are 19-6 on the season. See, this is the thing: 19-6, 1 game above Texas A&M. 7-5. 3 games behind Texas A&M in the conference. Mizzou 7-5 in SEC play, and they are currently a 10th seed projected. I think they end up a little lower, 11-13. Against Quadrant 1, they are 5-6, and then they are one of the few teams. I think it's about 9 of them out there that are undefeated against every other quadrant besides Quadrant 1. But then that 5-6 in Quadrant 1 is like, what is undefeated against the rest of the teams mean when against elite competition you're below average? 11 turnovers a game to 17 assists. Beautiful. They cause turnovers at a high rate. They average about 17.4 turnovers forced per game, shooting 48% from the field, 37% from 3, 76% from the free throw line. All beautiful averages for shooting. 34 boards a game, 10.6 steals a game. Oh my God. They pressure, they trap, they turn you over, man. 3 blocks a game. They average about 82 points per game and give up about 75. Even with all that, their pace is pretty slow. You think they'll be a fast running team. Pace is 230th in the nation. Offensive efficiency, 9th in the nation. Defensive efficiency, 271st. It's crazy. When you think of Missouri basketball, you think of defense. This year, they kind of flipped it. It's all about offense. They're outscoring. They're turning you over. They're ripping and running when they can and then slowing it down. They are 16th, if you believe in numerology. 16th in effective field goal percentage. 16th in turnovers forced. And 16th in 2-point percentage against in the nation. Missouri, man. I don't know. Not a Not a bad team. I'm sorry. I'm getting distracted by my phone. I got two more teams to break down. You're listening to Captain by a Hook with the red beard, Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dives. I'm gonna have to do something. When I started this show, I planned it to be a 30-minute show. I've been averaging 50 minutes the last 2 weeks. I need to just switch it to an hour show and go crazy. Anyway, Kentucky. I don't even think they're going to make the tournament. I'm rooting for them not to make the tournament. Something about Kentucky, man. Like, I know why I don't like Duke. Respect them. Don't like them. Kentucky, like, I don't like them or respect them. Ding. But I don't know. I don't hate them. Never really, like, rooted against them. But this year I am. Kentucky, 16-9. 7-5 in SEC. Quadrant 1, 2-7 record. I swear I hope this team does not make the tournament. As a matter of fact, I hope they do. So I can give me some automatic money first round betting against them. 11.4 turnovers to 16 assists per game. Shooting the ball at 46% from the field, 37% from three, 69% from the free throw line. It's where you win and lose games, buddy, at the free throw line. 40 rebounds a game, led by Oscar Tshiebwe. 6.5 steals, 4 blocks. 75 points per game, giving up 68 points. Close games all season. Not the dominant Kentucky team that we are used to. Their pace, 102nd in the nation. Offensive efficiency, 45th in the nation. However, that is very misleading. They are 6th in the nation in offensive rebounding, which gives Oscar Tshiebwe excellent putback opportunities, easy layups. They get easy buckets. Offensive efficiency is 45th in the nation. However, I think most of that is coming from second chance buckets. Defensive efficiency, 168th in the nation. Honestly, I'm not even joking. I wrote trash down in the breakdown. Moving on to Auburn. Bruce Pearl and your Tigers. 1-5 in the last 6. Let's get it together, Auburn. I don't really believe in this team. Love Bruce Pearl. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Auburn, but I mean, I respect him. I love Bruce Pearl. Back in his Tennessee days. I don't know, man. I just don't believe in these players or this system that they have rocking. One against Quadrant 1, they are 2-5. Right now, they're projected to be a 9 seed. I think they end up more like 10-13. I think a lot of these SEC teams drop instead of from where they're sitting. Auburn, 17-8 on the season, 7-5 in the SEC. Again, 1-5 in their last 6 against Quadrant 1, 2-5 against Quadrant 2, 5-3, undefeated against 3 and 4. 13 turnovers to 14 assists. Not going to get the job done. 43% from the field, horrible shooting percentage. I think that's only because they take bad shots, force up a lot of contested deep threes, which is why they shoot 30% from the three-point line, 43% from the field, 70% from the free throw line, 41 rebounds a game, 8.3 steals, and 5.5 blocks. They are above average in steals and blocks. Defense, honestly, wins this team a lot of games, and it's not even like they have a great defense, but it's those 3 to 5 stops that they get that give them the edge per game, if that makes any sense. Averaging 72 points per game, giving up 65 points a game. Like, if any team just gets hot on this team, or I don't know, it's not like they're really going to shut you down. They get nice timely stops. Pace of play is 41st in the nation. Offensive efficiency, 174th. And defensive efficiency, 49th. Again, their defense carries them, even though it's, I wouldn't say bad. are middle of the pack. It's above average defense with below average offense. That is the SEC breakdown for college basketball and the tournament, which is less than a month away. You are listening to Captain by a Hook with the red beard, Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dobbs, going live on Thursday. I will break down the ACC. Now that's going to be an hour. And then next week, we're going to do maybe next week I'll do all the small schools. You know, in February with all the small schools, and the first week of March, bang out the Big 12 and Big 10. Both of those conferences are crazy this year. Moving on to tonight's basketball slate. It is Super Tuesday on this Valentine's Day. Let me pull this up real quick, get the opponents. I do have 7 bets for you. I'm not going to lie. 3 or 4 of these bets, I was like, let me just break them down. I'm not going to take them. I'm just going to talk about them. Like, you know how I do. Give y'all a couple games to watch and talk about, and then I give y'all the bets. But I just bet them all. Bet them all. You got Creighton on an 8-game winning streak going on the road to Providence, who is 13-0 at home. Which team would you go with? The 13-0 at home or the 8-game winning streak? Some people say streaks are meant to be broken. 13-0. Creighton -2 on the road at Providence. That is the first bet I am giving out tonight. Creighton -2 taking on Providence. That's one of the games almost didn't bet, but I bet it. We riding tonight, baby. 7 toes diggity down. This next game also, North Carolina State on the road taking on Syracuse. My Orangemen. Give me the Syracuse money line. It's even -110. Somehow Syracuse is a 1-point favorite in this game. I think North Carolina State should be favored by 5 to 6. But I'm going to do it. Even though I don't like it, give me Syracuse money line. This is a huge game for Syracuse. Need this game. Absolutely need this game to keep any kind of tournament hopes alive. I hope they come out firing. Hope they come out swinging. Hope they beat North Carolina State at home in it used to be the Carrier Dome. Somehow they changed the name like 2 weeks ago. It didn't tell nobody, unless I'm just late to the party. Give me Syracuse on the money line. The Orangemen. I think Illinois plays Penn State. I have Illinois -3 on the road taking on, let me look, but I'm pretty sure it's Penn State. Yeah, Illinois taking on Penn State on the road. Give me Illinois -3, man. Illinois is a small favorite. I think they get to run in on this Penn State team. I think Penn State goes a little cold in the final 10 minutes, allowing Illinois to pull away and win by about 7 to 10 points is what I'm thinking. Give me Illinois -3. Kansas State -1. I believe they're taking on Oklahoma. Give me Kansas State -1 taking on Oklahoma tonight on the road. A lot of road favorites, small favorites. I'm betting tonight. Creighton, Illinois, Kansas State, and Kansas -2 on the road taking on Oklahoma State. All 4 of these teams are road favorites. Give me Kansas -2 on the road taking on Oklahoma State. And then this last one, you could take the +12. I said you can take the +12. But you know what the Redbeard's doing tonight? We're doing something wild and risky. Gonna be the longest money line I've taken all season. Rutgers +390 when they beat Purdue was the longest money line I took thus far. However, tonight in the ACC, I'm betting on a team with a coach who announced his retirement and then de-announced his retirement. He said, "I'm coming back for another year." You think I'm going out 2-12 in the ACC like a punk? Mike Bray ain't no punk. Give me Notre Dame on the money line plus 500 taking on the Blue Devils in Camden Yards. I know Duke's undefeated at home. I know only a crackhead would take this bet. Well, guess what, people? I'm no crackhead. And I got Notre Dame on the money line. Just to run through those bets real quick. Also, throw this out there. I haven't betted, but I like Mizzou plus 6.5 tonight in Auburn. Auburn 1-5 in their last 6. Mizzou. We just talked about these teams. I like Mizzou tonight plus 6.5. Matter of fact, I am going to bet it. That's the last bet of the day. I'm going to go put it in as soon as I end this show. Mizzou plus 6.5 taking on Auburn. Let me write that in and remind myself to go get it. Mizzou plus 6.5 on the road taking on Auburn. So we got Creighton -2, Syracuse money line, Illinois -3, Kansas State -1, Kansas -2, Notre Dame money line, and then Mizzou, Missouri, the Tigers plus 6.5 taking on the Tigers of Auburn. Now I need somebody, anybody, to hit me with the horn. Dirty ass shirt, Bob. Uh-oh. Franklin Earl Beard Winterton. It's Franklin Earl Beard Winterton with the best bet of the day. I am going to the Big Ten. Michigan is taking on Wisconsin tonight. Believe it's pretty even. I want to say I got this money line at -104. Might have been plus 104. Very close to even. Michigan on the money line, on the road, taking on Wisconsin, the cheese people. Give me Michigan, man. They've been hot the last couple games. Heartbreaking loss to Indiana by 1 on Saturday. I like Michigan to take care of business. I think they win this game convincingly. I think they win it by 6 or more. Give me Michigan on the money line as the best bet of the day. Just to go over it real quick one more time. Best bet of the day, Michigan money line. My man Rowan Dobbs took Creighton -2, Orange money line, Illinois -3, Kansas State -1, Kansas -2, Notre Dame money line, and Missouri plus 6.5. Franklin Earl, best bet of the day, Michigan money line. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to Captain By a Hook with the red beard, Rowan Donaghy, aka Rowan Dives. Uno mas. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. Let love be spread. Like them legs. Anyway, long story short, take all wagers at your own risk, and please gamble responsibly. Dives.